My name is Senator Osita Izunaso. I am the senator representing the Imo West Senatorial District, otherwise known as Orlu Zone. We have been able to attract a lot of development to our senatorial district, and most importantly, we've been able to make impact in the areas of legislation, lawmaking, which is the most important thing that we're doing here. Lawmaking and oversight is the most important thing that we're doing here. Oftentimes, people misrepresent it to think that a legislator must provide certain infrastructural amenities. That is not basically our function, but that is part of it. But that is not the crux of the matter. The crux of the matter is effective representation through legislative activities, very robust legislative oversight. How have you been able to speak and advocate for your people? I will give you an example. I've been at the forefront of championing a cause for additional state for Southeast, and that we have succeeded to some large extent. Today, the Joint Committee of the Senate and House of Representatives in charge of constitutional amendment have unanimously agreed to cede one state to the Southeast to make an equilibrium, state of equity, that will make Southeast to have 6 states, as is the same thing with other geopolitical zones. So we didn't just achieve that by folding our hands. It took a lot of talking to our colleagues, making them to see reason why that should happen. And now that they've graciously granted us that, it is now left for us from the Southeast to be able to sit down and now decide that this is the state that is the most priority for our people as of now. And we're working towards that. And we're going to disappoint a lot of people. Some people might think that Southeast will not be able to come up with something. Well, in the nearest, maybe in the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, we'll come up with something. And that will be a major achievement. Yes. As the chairman of the Senate Committee on the Capital Market, you are aware that it is to my credit that we have the Investment and Securities Act 2025, which is a repeal of the old law to bring a new law that will now give more robust oversight, regulatory oversight to Securities and Administration Commission. This has not been there before. So it took our instrumentality, our understanding of this process to be able to achieve that. And we thank Mr. President for graciously assigning to it with record time. So these are some of the things that I believe that we have done. There are so many of them. But I just chose this to illustrate to you what we're doing. Now, in terms of developmental activities, I've been able to attract a lot of road construction, a lot of classroom blocks, a lot of pipe-borne water, street lights, name them. Even I had a program of providing a town hall, international conference center, for all the 12 local governments in my senatorial district. We're working on it. Some of them are still work in progress. But we believe that before the expiration of this term, we should be able to complete them and commission them.
Thank you very much, sir. So, sir, still on the 10th Assembly, how do you assess the Senate's relationship with the executive branch so far?
Well, you know, the people used to misunderstand what should be the relationship between the Senate, between the National Assembly and the Executive. There shouldn't be a confrontation. No. The fact that there are 2 arms of government, 2 arms of what? The same government. So what the executive and legislature should do is to be complementary to one another, not to be confrontational. They should be complementary. The legislature should complement the executive should complement the legislature. If there are gray areas, then we'll sit down and iron it out. I'm not saying that the legislature should be a rubber stamp to the executive. That is not correct. Because you have the principles of separation of powers. But what I'm saying is, if there are gray areas, we sit down and look at the gray areas and iron it out. We have had a lot of gray areas here, but it is not an issue of confrontation. It's not the executive, the legislature confronting the executive. What are you confronting for? If it's that level of confrontation, it will be detrimental to the people of Nigeria that elected all of us. And when people talk about this, I can tell you, the only people that are elected are the federal government of Nigeria, federal. 109 senators, 360 members of the House of Representatives, and the president and his vice. These are the only people elected at the federal level. Every other person working with the executive is not elected, is appointed. So if you look at this number of persons that are elected, what do Nigerians expect from us? They expect from us that we should work as a team to provide democracy dividend for our people. So you can't come and start fighting one another. If you do that, it will be detrimental to people that elected us here to serve them.
So what's your take on balancing competing interests and priorities in the in the 10th Senate so far? How has it been?
Well, I can tell you that when we started, we had a very small majority above the opposition party. But today, the opposition party has collapsed to our party. And we're very happy about that, because I don't see anybody that will have a house and you will shut out people from coming into a house. And don't forget that political party is like a church. You can't stop anybody from coming to a church. So those people in the opposition, they must have seen something good in our party. That's why they're coming. If they don't see anything good in our party, they wouldn't be coming. So we welcome them. Today, I'm sure that the APC have, if I'm not mistaken, we're getting close to 80, if I'm not mistaken. And the numbers are still counting. So we're very happy about that. That doesn't have anything to do with making the country to be a one-party system. I don't think so. Because these same people who are joining APC today, if tomorrow what they're looking for in APC, they can't get it, they'll still go to another party. And don't forget that elections are almost coming very close. So if they're looking for something in APC and they don't get it, they'll go back to another party. And you can't tell me that if somebody is under an umbrella and the umbrella is leaking, you expect the person to still remain in the umbrella is leaking. You know how it feels to be inside an umbrella that is leaking. It's better you be under the rain than to be under the umbrella that is leaking. So I'm just using that as an illustration. There must be a reason why they're leaving their parties to join us, and we're happy to welcome everybody.
So speaking of information, I know that the Nigeria capital market has some challenges. Are there anything the committee is doing to help?
Well, the Nigerian capital market has been booming in the last couple of days, but if you look at the trend in the last 2-3 weeks, it's not booming as it was booming before. And we have looked at some of the panic buying and panic selling in the capital market, and some of them have been attributed to the capital gain tax that is supposed to take effect from the 1st of January 2026. But we are saying that even the way the law was couched, most people didn't understand it. They're talking about investment of about 150 million for foreign investors, not for local investors. But you can't remove local investors from foreign investors, because when the foreign investors are coming, they still come through local investors. So what we are agitating is that that aspect of the law, because in the law that we passed, there are some provisions there that will say the commencement will be when the Minister of Finance will advise the President. That will be when the commencement will be. So we're saying that the capital gain tax should not start immediately. We are saying that we should carry a while so that the market can stabilize. Because there's a lot of panic in the sector right now. Because most people do not even understand. Some people think that maybe it is everything that every sale in the capital market that you now pay 30% tax. But that is not the situation. I've just told you now that it has to be still above 150 million as it concerns foreign investors, not even local investors. So there must be a lot of engagement and explanation for people to understand. So that's what we're doing now. The committee is going to engage the Presidential Committee on Tax Reform. We're going to engage them, and also we'll engage the Honorable Minister of Finance to ensure that this will be looked into before the commencement of the act in January 1, 2026. If not, there will be a lot of confusion in the capital market.
So still on the committee, sir, can you comment on the recent regulatory developments in the capital market and their expected impact on investors?
Well, the other thing now is that SEC have more powers, more regulatory powers now, unlike before. Today they can regulate digital assets. Today they can regulate cryptocurrencies and all aspects of the fintech, financial technologies have to be regulated by SEC now. So we're working hand in hand with SEC to make sure that these things will start immediately. Because this law has been assented to now for more than 8 months. So we're thinking that some of those things that make this law separate, different from the other law, have to commence immediately. So we're talking to SEC and we're going to have another oversight before the end of this year for SEC to tell us how far they've gone since the commencement of the act. So how far have you gone? So we need to know. Because it's a new law. It repealed the 2007 ISA with the new ISA of 2025. So it's a completely new law. So we need to know how have they been able to use this law to impact on the market, particularly as it concerns market integrity, transparency, and protection of investors' funds. For you to put your money in the capital market, you must be sure that your money is protected. If not, then why are you putting it? And you should be able to move in and move out at will. There shouldn't be anything that will inhibit you from moving in and moving out at will. And how are the other companies who are not listed, how are they making efforts to make sure that more companies are listed? For companies that are not listed, what is the problem? Why are they not listed? Is it that they don't want to be listed, or is it because they think that there's nothing to gain if they come to the capital market? So these are some of the things that we'll be looking into when we engage SEC in the next couple of weeks. We have done some things for our constituency. I'm not mentioning all of them to you. But I have a lot of tertiary scholarship that I've awarded. Over 500 persons right now in my senatorial district are enjoying my tertiary sponsorship. And I'm happy to announce that the first set of those scholarship beneficiaries have moved to the next level. You know, we took them from 100 level. So we didn't take them from the final year. So our first set of tertiary scholarship have moved to the 200 level. And we hope that we'll be able to see all of them through. We're still going to take more. We have about 500 now, and we're taking more. And we're also encouraging them to be good students, so that at the end of the day, when they come out with good grades, we'll be able to look for employment opportunities for them.
So one last question, sir. So with the inflation still biting hard on the economy and Nigerians keep complaining and talking, are there any words for Nigerians so far?
Well, you see, the issue of inflation, we have discussed it and discussed it and discussed it. So my only word for everybody is let us be calm. We're getting out of it. We're getting out of it. Things are shaping up in several ways. But like you know, It is not something that can be done overnight. But as for whether things are taking shape, things are taking shape in some aspect of the economy. In some aspect of the economy again, you still need more time for things to take shape. So that's just, people should have patience.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.